Now we're going to begin working the 8 different stick deflections. And again, this works with anything and everything, but being that we're focusing on the Olisi or the stick, we'll go ahead and just say stick deflections, even though this works with everything. So again, let's work the 8 different ones. So again, I'm going to start and I'm going to teach in my left hand, but we make sure we always do these left and right-handed equally. And I'll run through these 8 stick deflections on my dummy. We'll do it in midair, and I'll do it both left and right-handed. So number one deflection. Again, it's in the left hand. It's chambered open to my left side, and all I'm going to do, regardless of the angle at this point, but we're going to consider this just sitting out here like this, any angle we want. And I'm just going to deflect the stick away. Now, this checking hand always comes in. I always check the hand. Now, right now we're going to consider this just the arm. So the wrist is going to be at the end of this. Basically the stick will be right here, but I don't have a hole cut where I can stick a stick in there right now, and I don't have it designed for that. This can be a stick, it can be an arm, it can be a leg, it can be anything that I want it to be. Right now it's just going to be an arm coming out just like this. Now, another thing quickly, since it just popped into my head. When we practice this stuff, when we are striking the sticks, so now we're make an assumption this is the stick, okay? So when I strike the stick like this, and then I reach in and grab the wrist and draw down the stick to release, you can hit the stick and deflect the stick away, but what we're really aiming at in real life is the wrist. So assuming that this is the arm again and the stick is out here at the end, when I strike, what I'm doing is I'm striking the wrist and the fingers because I'm defanging the snake. I'm removing the stick. So if the stick is here and I strike the hand, the stick comes out. Alright? So what I'm doing is I'm disarming my attacker by striking the wrist like that. Alright? Now, we can't always hit our ukis in the wrist like that. A lot of times we don't have gloves on. If we have pads on our hands, we can practice that, but most of the times we don't have pads on our hands, and we can't be smacking everybody in the wrist with these sticks. Even when we do it softly and nicely, that starts to hurt. Believe me, your hands will be numb, red, cut. Even on a good day that'll happen. So when we strike the stick, we're making an assumption that in real life we're going to strike the wrist, okay? But we're going to hit the stick, and that's what we're going to work today. Right now we are real quick, let's get back to the 8 deflections. Let's do that first, and then we'll get into striking. So the 8 deflections are going to be, starting with the left hand, it's just going to come out at this angle number 2. And the checking hand comes in. I know I was talking about the checking hand and got distracted. The checking hand always goes out and touches the wrist and the hand. We don't grab it, we just hold it here so that we can control and feel where they're moving. Just like this. Always. Okay? So, number 1 deflection, stick deflection, Olisi deflection number 1 is this number 2 angle. Like this. Now, number 2 deflection is the number 4 angle from the other side. Okay? And I don't know how well the camera is going to pick that. There we are. But it comes from the other side. So we have 1, 2. All right. Number 3 deflection is going to be a roof deflection. 1, 2, and then 3. Like that. Roof, check. And then we'll come down and do our hip movement and our striking. But we're just worrying about the deflection angles right now. Deflection number 1. Deflection number 2. Deflection number 3. Deflection number 4 is a wing. Now a wing is like a roof, except it stays on the same side. Just like this. And you may be able to see that better when I switch hands. But it's like this. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 5 is going to be just like the ABAD, the Aikijitsu bending arm, like this here. Except now I'm going to use my stick. Like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 6 is very much like a middle or low block in karate. It'll just, and the angle needs to be lower for this to actually work, but it comes in like this. Okay? And you may be able to see it better with the right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, number 7 and number 8. Number 7 is upward with both hands, and number 8 is downward with both hands. All right, so let me do that on the right hand, and then I'll do it facing the camera, and I won't use this. Maybe you'll be able to see it a little bit better. So deflection number 1, deflection number 2, deflection number 3, deflection number 4, deflection number 5, deflection number 6, deflection number 7, deflection number 8, just like that. All right, so let me go towards the camera, and we'll begin with the left hand, and we'll really should move that, but oh well, maybe I can move the camera. There we go. We'll just move the camera a little bit, and I'll be over here. All right, so number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8. So those are the 8 deflections. Let's face this direction here, and I'll do them one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are the 8 deflections in the Zenshin Olisi. Take that back, in the Zenshin Olisi. Apologize for that. So the 8 stick deflections in the Zenshin Olisi, and we'll run through those again real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can also assist it. 7 and 8. All right. Now all of these can be single like this. Strike, strike. But we can also do it with an assisted hand. Our hand can come in, and I can just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It works that way as well, so there's variations. There's always variations, but those are the basic 8 Olisi deflections that we will be using. And so there you go. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll get started on the next section here in a moment.